Hi folks, welcome back. We're going to start another sitting project once again. This is going to be a sitting penguin. I did one, I didn't paint it yet, but this is the one I did last night, and this is the one, exactly the same one we're going to do, or something similar to it. The nice thing about the front, we can add whatever we want to the front. This is just the plain sitting one. I was just goofing around with the blocks again to see what I would come up with, and I think he looks pretty cute, so we're going to try to do him tonight. So let's see. Let's get started with it. The first thing we're going to do is draw. First of all, put your glove on and your thumb guard. And the block of wood that you'll need is 1.5 by 1.5 by 3 1/4 long, and about 1 inch at the top, maybe a little more than that. Probably 1 inch and oh, let's see here real quick. Probably 1.25 inches. Not quite. 1 1/8 on the top, or 1.25 inches. It really doesn't matter. We're going to trim this down, but we're going to put the tassel at the top of the hat. I like that. That's kind of the new thing this year, that I was putting them on the top, or I was letting them drape down along the side. You can do either one. I think it looks a little nicer just having it out at the top, which works out really well. So we're going to get started here. What we're going to do is draw down a little ways, probably, let's see here, about 1 inch down from the top. We're going to put a mark, and then we're going to go down a little ways, almost 1.5 inches down where we started to taper it. We're going to put a little notch there, and then drape this up and around until you get the pattern on here, and then we're outlining the hat. And then the tassel, what I do is I just figure out how long I want to make it, maybe 1/2 inch or so, and I put a line on either side, and then one line really going across. So once we get this done, you'll see how that works, and one going down at the bottom of the same length. So this is like a little square that we'll round up for the tassel. So get your knife ready. I have one here, but I haven't ran it over a strop for a while. Give me just a second here. See if I can sharpen it up a little bit on my little tool here in the back. I hope you've enjoyed doing this series the last few weeks. I've really enjoyed doing the sitting projects. They've been a lot of fun to do. So the first thing I always do is I always notch out where the top of the hat now is. And what you want to remember, we're doing the bill, so you don't want to come down too far. We want that to stick out a ways. So let's just really go take a couple cuts in here, and you can go down a little bit of a ways, but you're going to try not to go down too far. Alright, so, and then we're going to go down here along the side. I'm going to kind of notch that out, and then the back here as well. Let's see if that should be a little higher. Not really. We can make that just a tad higher. And we're going to go, when you cut the sides out, you're not cutting it out like this. You're following your line. I know my line's not really distinctive there, but so we did all 4 corners, and what we're going to do is we're going to start bringing this down a little bit, and the side a little bit, just sweep it out. This is a nice beginner's project. If you've never done any type of carving, this is kind of a fun one to do. What we're going to do here with this is we're just going to take our knife and go along the side here and chop that out. Go from the bottom, put a stop cut in. A stop cut is just simply putting, notching it out where you want that. Where do you want that cut to stop? That's what we have that for. Alright. Now, and I'm going to do these corners just a little bit. We're going to go down here, we're going to notch that out. When I do this, I'm going straight across parallel to the corner. I'm not going in, I'm just going backwards a little bit. We're going to just do this like so. And then we're going to round off those corners on the bottom. Okay, that corner there, we're going to just round that off a little bit. I'm going to round it off there a little bit as well. Going in. Perfect. And we're going to just notch the top. Now what we're going to do with the top here, we're going to just cut off a little sliver just to clean up the top from the roughness of the saw. You don't have to take too much, just take a little sliver off so it's nice and clean. And then we're going to go in here, we're going to just notch it out a little bit. A little V cut right there. Alright, so that's our tassel. Now we're going to round that off the top, round off the bottom, and then we're going to do more to that, but that gives us an idea where the tassel goes. Alright, so we're going to go down this way, and we're going to follow this line out. Go from the bottom upward. Alright, we're just making the lines where we're outlining the hat right now. The brim of the hat, or the bottom part of the hat. Okay, there we go. And we can do the back side as well. Just follow that up from one notch to the other, a little bit of a curvature there. You know, you can do 10 things to the same thing, they're going to look different, because when you do things by hand like this, you know, it's not a, even if you try to make it a production work, it's definitely, they look all a little bit different. And to give you an example of that, here's a couple of faces that were done, alright, and they look a little bit different. These eyes are a little bit bigger, he's a little bit rosier on this one, but it gives you an idea that you can do a bunch of the same things and they will look different. Some will have cuter faces than others, and you know, it's either the nose a little different, or the eyes a little wider or bigger, or not as big, you know. So it all depends. A lot of factors in why they look different. But it's basically because it's hand done, you know. And you're not putting it into a production machine to make the duplicates of it. All right, we'll be back and we'll keep going.